keep insisting she was a child when they know very well that you're not a child at 16. You may be considered in the eyes of the law, but even then, if you commit crimes at 16, you're more likely to be charged as an adult. Even legally, if they see you as a child, you're more likely because you're so close to that age. But in this situation, to call a woman at least 4 years past menstruation a child is straight wrong. And the only reason they do it is to demonize what happens. I never even knew that it was a sexual relationship until they said it was a sexual relationship. They keep saying the videos I made before prove that, but what I said before was that I was in a relationship with another man who was older than me, and it was not a sexual relationship. It was a intellectual. I needed to be held, and this guy was better at doing it than my husband, who liked to hit. And so I always assumed it was the same thing, that he had a consensual but non-sexual relationship with this girl. And that's what I said in those videos. And you guys changed it to be, well, it's not possible that it wasn't sexual. It's not possible. He was abusive, so it had to be sexual. He was a man, so it had to be sexual. You're deluded and lying to yourself and blah, blah, blah. I never said that it was. And I never knew that it was, and I still don't know that it was, because I don't know her. I've never met her or spoken to her. I know that she used to call him, and if it was a non-consensual relationship, I don't understand why she would call him or accept his phone calls after he was married, and she clearly could have been free of any type of a obligation to be with him. It's frustrating. So I need to point out, because they are steadfast in their idea that you are a child until you are 18. Period. Until you're 18, you are a child, and everybody believes that, and only bad people don't believe that. Right? That means that Jewish people are awful, because they hold bat mitzvahs for girls at about 13. Do you know what a bat mitzvah is? It's an acknowledgement and a celebration that that girl is now a woman and no longer a child. Hispanics do the same thing at around 15. They have a quinceañera. It's a celebration that this woman is now a woman and no longer a child. Americans, we celebrate the sweet 16, acknowledging that this is now a woman able to drive and be an adult and no longer a child. There are a lot of religious reasons. There are a lot of cultures that do not see 16 as a child. And the only reason so many people in my comments are insisting upon calling her a child is because it demonizes and makes it sound worse than it is. Because if you hear that somebody is having a relationship with a child, you're automatically thinking about 7 or 8 years old. Because you stop being a child at around 10, and you start being a preteen, and then a teenager, and then an adult. So by their using the word child repeatedly and insisting upon using the word child, what they're trying to do is put into your mind that she was about 10 years younger than she really was. And my husband also wasn't that old. When we married, he was 3 years older than me. I was 19. He had not reached his birthday yet. We married November 4th. His birthday was 3 weeks later. So he would have been 23 when we married, which would be legal even if they were in a relationship, as I just showed on the video, the consent age. even if they were in a relationship, it was legal between consenting adults. If they continue using the word child, then they're just doing it to create a crime where there was no crime. And their use of words is how they manipulate each other to keep ganging up on somebody. They're very deliberate in the words that they choose. And in this particular instance, they're very deliberate in considering a 16-year-old girl a child when nobody else would.